against Combs, accusing him of rape, sex trafficking, a minor, assault, and many other alleged abuse.
Get a moniker of being like a diva, which I never felt I deserved, which I don't deserve.
Well, that was quick. Apparently, Ben and Jen are already on the outs again, after less than 2 years of marriage.
In a jaw-dropping twist, it seems JLo's past with Diddy is coming back to haunt not just her, but also her ex, Ben Affleck. Rumor has it that Diddy, fed up with keeping secrets, has leaked some seriously scandalous tapes that could blow the lid off JLo's carefully crafted image.
I didn't like him because, Sean and I were very different that way. I was very family-oriented and the married.
And get this, whispers are swirling that JLo might have her own collection of tapes featuring none other than Diddy and Ben that could make your head spin. But here's where it gets really juicy. Word on the street is that JLo has been using these tapes as leverage, blackmailing Ben with some shocking evidence that could destroy his reputation, rumored to involve some explosive, potentially career-ending gay revelations.
I didn't think much of myself. And so the world didn't think much of me. That lined up.
It's no secret that JLo and Diddy's relationship was controversial back in the day, filled with wild parties, FBI investigations, and enough scandal to last a lifetime. But if what Diddy's leaking is true, it could explain why Ben finally walked away, leaving behind what looked like the perfect Hollywood romance. The question is, what's on those tapes, and how deep does this rabbit hole go? But where did it all start from? Of course, from JLo and Ben's divorce rumors. Honestly, wasn't this kind of predictable? Word on the street is that they're headed for a split. Why? Well, rumors are flying that it might have something to do with Ben's alleged gay affairs, and now Jennifer's reportedly opening up about it. But on what basis? Reports suggest that Diddy might have some secret tapes that may be responsible for their split. It sounds like their relationship is hanging by a thread and about to spiral into chaos. The rumors about Ben Affleck's sexuality actually kicked off when his friendship with Matt Damon was at its peak. People began speculating that there might be more to their relationship than just friendship. Adding fuel to the fire, Ben and Matt had collaborated on several projects with Harvey Weinstein, which only added more buzz to the rumor mill. During the 1997 Oscars, when Ben won an award for Good Will Hunting, he publicly thanked Weinstein, saying, "Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie." Interestingly, some folks noticed that Ben seemed a bit nervous during that speech, which only led to more whispers and speculation.
Of us to thank Harvey Weinstein, who believed in us and made this movie, Gus Van Sant for brilliant direction.
However, when time passed and Harvey's true face was revealed to the world, he released a statement on his Facebook account, saying that he was saddened and angry that a man he once worked with took advantage of his power to intimidate, essay, and manipulate many women over decades. The additional allegations of A that I read this morning made me sick, Affleck added. Affleck continued to say that he's asking himself what he can do to make sure this doesn't happen to others. We must support those who come forward, condemn this type of behavior when we see it, and help ensure there are more women in positions of power, Affleck concluded. And some people also believe that Ben was on Harvey's red flag list, pointing towards suspicious actions. Before the release of explosive reports that catalyzed the #MeToo movement and ultimately contributed to the downfall of the former movie mogul, Harvey Weinstein maintained a list of individuals he was apprehensive might speak to journalists in 2017 about his interactions with women. Ben Affleck's name was among those listed in this document, commonly referred to as the red flag list, a detail corroborated by Variety upon review.
If you're seeing it this prevalent, in this industry, it must extend into, finance and tech and all these other places, and it's really disturbing.
Reportedly, this list was just one component of approximately 1,000 pages of documents that were unsealed at the New York City criminal courthouse prior to Harvey Weinstein's sentencing. During Weinstein's 7-week trial, this document was mentioned, but only the name of accuser Annabella Sciorra was disclosed as being on the list. The lead prosecutor sought to present the entire list, which included both male and female names, to the jury for their examination. However, the judge ultimately denied this request.
Really important moment. It feels like a time when, survivors are finding their voice and people are sort of and I include myself in this, really discovering the terrible extent of this problem, you know, here in our country. I certainly don't think it's just limited to Hollywood, but I expect if you're seeing it this prevalent, you know, in this industry, it must extend into, you know, finance and tech and all these other places. And it's really disturbing, and it's also inspiring, though, to see people come forward and, you know, assert themselves, and you know, that's very moving.
We have seen it. I mean, we've seen it in politics. We're seeing it in lots of different industries. With Weinstein specifically, I wonder how it hits you, because, I mean, here's someone, a very powerful producer, who played a big role in your coming up. I mean, he was instrumental in Good Will Hunting. That was your breakout role, Shakespeare in Love. Did you ever know that side to him?
I knew he was sleazy and kind of a bully, and but unfortunately that wasn't that uncommon. I was brand new to Hollywood. I didn't really, you know, I was 24 years old. I'd never made a movie. I didn't know much of anything really, and you know, it really is a shame, because although I stopped working with Harvey a long time ago,
There is speculation among some individuals that if Ben Affleck's name appeared on the list, Matt Damon's name might have been included as well. This speculation arises from the belief that Matt Damon could have also been a victim of Harvey Weinstein and potentially had some negative experiences with him, considering that Ben had already shared his own experiences involving Harvey Weinstein. Affleck said the experiences he had creating his early works with Weinstein are now tainted because while we were making these movies, there were people who were suffering. He reiterated his aim to donate any residual income he earns from Weinstein's films to organizations such as RAIN and Film Independent. And Joe Rogan has also pointed out Harvey's more suspicious actions. As he delved deeper into the complex world of Tinseltown, he illuminated some intriguing connections and interactions that have sparked widespread speculation and conversation.
He apparently hugged a woman and his hand went down her back. This is the depiction.
At the heart of Weinstein's manipulation, as outlined by Rogan, was a deeply disturbing quid pro quo scenario. Allegedly, he would tell these aspiring actors that if they engaged in S-acts with him, they would be granted the coveted opportunity to become stars in his movies. However, once an actor had complied with his demands, they found themselves subjected to further and abuse. Ben also said, "I knew Weinstein was sleazy and kind of a bully, but unfortunately that wasn't that uncommon." He explained that as a 24-year-old newcomer to Hollywood who had never made a movie. But his support for his friend did not sit well with his fans. Back in 2023, Matt Damon got himself in trouble with the LGBTQ+ community when he made comments about his friendship with Ben Affleck. The Martian actor was discussing the nature of their relationship and admitted that the rumors of them being romantically linked put us in a weird position of having to answer, you know what I mean? The successful Hollywood actor expressed concern that people questioning his S could compromise his future career in the industry. Damon added that the speculation about him and Ben Affleck was then really deeply offensive. "I don't want to, imply it's some sort of disease. Then it's like I'm throwing my friends under the bus." These comments came shortly after Damon had a public clash with journalist Effie Brown on HBO's Project Greenlight. He interrupted the black film producer to express, "When you're talking about diversity, you do it in the casting of the film, not the casting of the show." Effie appeared visibly surprised and disappointed by the actor's interruption. The hashtag #DamonSplaining quickly trended on Twitter following the controversial comments. Damon swiftly defended himself, stating, "I am sorry that they offended some people, but at the very least, I am happy that they started a conversation about diversity in Hollywood." Moreover, during an interview, he said that it is difficult for actors in the industry to come as gay openly, and people started speculating that here, too, he was talking about Ben. "When Ben and I first came on the scene, there were rumors that we were gay because it was two guys who wrote a script together," Damon told Britain's The Guardian, referring to their Oscar-winning 1997 film, Good Will Hunting. "It's just like any piece of gossip, and it put us in a weird position of having to answer, you know what I mean? Which was then really deeply offensive," Damon continued. "I don't want to, imply it's some sort of disease. Then it's like I'm throwing my friends under the bus. But at the time, I remember thinking and saying, Rupert Everett was openly gay, and this guy, more handsome than anybody, a classically trained actor, it's tough to make the argument that he didn't take a hit for being out." Damon acknowledged that attitudes toward the gay community are evolving, but he also expressed sympathy for actors who are publicly out. "But in terms of actors, I think you're a better actor the less people know about you, period. And S is a huge part of that," Damon, who's been married to wife Luciana for a decade, said. Whether you're straight or gay, people shouldn't know anything about your S because that's one of the mysteries that you should be able to play. Then Ben Affleck reportedly considered himself a serious actor after portraying a scene where he kissed another man in the film Chasing Amy. Director Kevin Smith shared at a 20th anniversary screening of the 1997 indie hit Chasing Amy at the Outfest LGBTI Festival in Los Angeles that Affleck and co-star Jason Lee initially felt uncomfortable about their on-screen gay kiss. According to Gay Star News, Smith recalled Affleck saying that a man kissing another man is the greatest acting challenge an actor can ever face. And after filming, Affleck reportedly remarked, "Now, I'm a serious actor." In the film, Affleck plays a comic book artist who develops feelings for a lesbian, Joey Lauren Adams, which complicates his relationship with his best friend, Jason Lee. Affleck, who publicly supported marriage equality on Twitter in 2014, expressed his discomfort with filming the scene in a 2017 interview with Entertainment Tonight.
Homophobic. I guess I am more than I thought, and that, it was just difficult for me, and I didn't think it would be.
Even one person wrote, "Dude, I'm gay and it ain't homophobic. Who you kiss is up to you. If it feels gross, so be it." He has never actually said anything bad about gay people or homo-s in general, therefore isn't homophobic. The literal definition of homophobic is having or showing a dislike of or prejudice against homo-s people. Not I don't like kissing guys BC, I'm straight. And now people are speculating that his alleged gay behavior is the reason behind the divorce. Bennifer's romance ignited in 2001, culminating in Ben Affleck proposing with a large pink diamond engagement ring in 2002. However, they faced a setback when they called off their wedding just before the ceremony in 2004, ultimately ending their relationship a few months later. And since then, the relationship never stayed consistent. Adding fuel to the fire, there are allegations that JLo pressured Ben to maintain a certain image, which eventually led to frustration on his part. There were even reports claiming that Ben was furious because he was being criticized for fillers and Botox treatments that JLo allegedly encouraged him to get. Apparently, JLo had convinced him that it's common practice in Hollywood for people to undergo a bit of facial maintenance, including his close friends like Matt Damon. Additionally, many speculate that since they haven't been photographed together since March, the divorce might be related to Jen's involvement in Diddy's case. Around March, rumors circulated that Jen was implicated in some of the crimes, particularly concerning the incident where Natanya Rubin, who was deeply involved, was injured. She has expressed her desire to have the bullet fragments removed from her face for ballistics evidence, indicating her willingness to reopen the case. Natanya Rubin says she is willing to have doctors remove a piece of a bullet that remains in her face to prove Sean Diddy Combs shot her at a New York club in 1999. "I'm willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm bullet in my face so that they can use it as evidence if need be for this trial," Rubin said on News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas reports. Even if it means risking her life, Nathan also claimed that JLo outright lied to the jury, suggesting that she should be investigated alongside Diddy.
We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. JLo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied.
So, when it comes to behaviors in relationships, any relationship is not perfect. However, there were instances that troubled Gene. For example, when they would return to the studio and find a bunch of girls there, Diddy would try to justify it by saying that, as a superstar, he needed lots of female company for his image. But Jennifer Lopez is no stranger to the industry. She's been on major networks, dealt with high-profile individuals, and more. What bothered him was when they would team up on her, discussing these girls disrespectfully. Sometimes he would be caught in the middle, and she'd look at him, but he couldn't do much because he was Gene's superior.
And they would try to be disrespectful to her. And I would be put in the middle of that bullshit sometimes. And then she'd be looking at me like, "Yo, Gene."
According to Gene, there was a situation in the studio where a young lady made a disrespectful comment about Jennifer, implying she wasn't all that. That's where the tensions got up. Jennifer was about to confront her when Puff instructed me to take her home. So he drove her back and she returned to the studio sporting jeans, a ponytail, maybe some Vaseline on her ears, and sneakers. She seemed ready for action. When she got back, Puff promptly cleared out the girls.
And she came back to the studio and Puff had got them girls out of there. You understand? She act like that she was ready to do something.
So this means that JLo and Diddy never had a perfect relationship. But is it only this? Reports have suggested that many weird things happened during their relationship. Navigating former relationships can sometimes be awkward, particularly when ex-partners turn to social media to share heartfelt memes about heartbreak after a breakup. However, Diddy appears to elevate the post-breakup discourse to a different realm. Recent reports indicate that Jennifer Lopez, his ex-girlfriend, is now coming forward to discuss her past relationship with Diddy. There are suggestions that she may also be addressing allegations related to T within the context of their history together. Diddy's alleged infidelities became a breaking point for Jennifer. As a high-profile music mogul in the 90s, Diddy earned a reputation as a ladies' man, known for his intense work ethic and equally lively party lifestyle. He frequented nightclubs, mingling with other artists and fans, often staying out until the next day. His irresponsible and reckless behavior raised suspicions for Jennifer, who had a gut feeling that he was being unfaithful. In a 2003 interview with Vibe, she admitted, "I never caught him, but I just knew." Jennifer even recalled how she would search through hotel rooms in an attempt to find him. The strains of their relationship became increasingly apparent. The turning point occurred in December 1999 when Diddy and Jennifer faced arrest in relation to a triple shooting outside a Manhattan nightclub. Both were charged with criminal possession of a weapon and stolen property. Jennifer, however, was swiftly released as law enforcement concluded she had no involvement in the incident. Meanwhile, Diddy's charges persisted, leading him to stand trial for bribery and gun possession. Ultimately, he was acquitted of the charges. The legal troubles added another layer of strain to an already tumultuous relationship.
It's hard. It requires so much trust.
Years later, Jennifer decided to speak about it to Rolling Stone. "It was an unfortunate situation," she explained. "We were somewhere we shouldn't have been. It was a bad situation." While it may not have been the decisive factor, the arrest and ensuing trial undeniably cast a heavy shadow over the couple's relationship. Diddy expressed the challenges they faced, stating to an outlet, "It's a rough year, and I just want her to be happy." Echoing his sentiments, Jennifer, known as the Jenny from the Block artist, affirmed that the trial had been extremely painful and draining. She said in a show, "The Puffy era was just kind of a crazy, heightened time in my life. He had been in the music business and had all this success. I was just starting and making my first album when I met him. We had this kind of crazy, tumultuous relationship that ended in a bang." While the arrest undeniably strained their relationship, Jennifer emphasizes that it wasn't the sole catalyst for its dissolution. In essence, they were inherently different individuals on divergent paths. Compatibility had been a lingering issue from the beginning, and it became more pronounced when confronted with the pressures of public scrutiny and the challenges posed by Diddy's arrest. In her own words, Jennifer explained, "Our relationship was so in the press that people didn't really take it as a serious relationship. It didn't work out. For me, it was a little more gradual. It wasn't right for me." Despite her love for Diddy, the Bronx singer found it challenging to bridge the gap between their disparate lifestyles. Diddy was inclined towards a vibrant nightlife, frequently heading to clubs, while she preferred a more laid-back and domestic setting. Jennifer couldn't envision a future where he would be a reliable father to their potential children, stating in 2003, "I had to think, do I want to be home with kids in 10 years wondering where somebody is at 3 in the morning? Reflecting on her time with Diddy in recent years, Jennifer acknowledged that they were both young and unprepared to take their relationship to the next level. She characterized Diddy more as a mentor than a romantic partner, expressing gratitude for the influential role he played in her career. He served as a guiding force in introducing her to the intricacies of the music industry, helping shape her sound and image. Ultimately, his contributions played a crucial role in her evolution into the incredible, iconic artist she has become today. In her own words, Jennifer reflected on the significance of their connection. "It was necessary. He was meant to be at that moment to teach me what I needed to know about the music business, about what kind of artist I wanted to be in the music industry." Following their breakup in 2001, Jennifer and Puffy discovered that perhaps they were better suited to be co-workers and friends than romantic partners. In 2016, Diddy expressed this sentiment, stating, "Me and Jennifer, people gonna be friends, man. People gonna grow, and any of my exes, they smile and they're happy to see me." Over the years, their relationship evolved into a genuine friendship, characterized by shout-outs at concerts, socializing at parties, and even dancing together on Instagram Live during lockdown. Despite the romantic chapter closing, their enduring connection as friends has persisted. but we all know how Diddy spends his life. All those alleged gay parties may have not remained a secret to JLo, and she may have something about Ben that she should not. And NUI here, we all are waiting for their divorce news. But if you've been following recent developments, JLo has been embroiled in several controversies lately. Aside from the Diddy scandal, she's been making headlines for less favorable reasons, from her struggling projects to incidents like the Bronx orange drink controversy. Notably, there was an incident captured on camera where she spun chewing gum into her assistant's hand in New York City. Additionally, she has faced criticism for alleged mistreatment of her staff, with fans pointing out recurring negative narratives from former employees. Moreover, Jennifer Lopez has faced renewed scrutiny for appropriating Black culture without adequately acknowledging the Black artists who have contributed to the success of her music. These issues have contributed to a growing sense that things may not be quite right in JLo's world lately. So people are saying that if this is the attitude JLo brings into her marriage, there's no way it could have lasted. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.